The Nimrod's fortress was built long after the Old Testament of the Bible was written. The name Nimrod was mentioned in the Bible in Genesis 10:8-9, and Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord.
Impressive surviving medieval Muslim fortress in Israel. Nimrod Fortress controlled the main road.
The fortress is named after Nimrod, the great warrior from the early days in biblical times, who was also rumored to have built his own castle up on the mountain. Some thousand of years later, when the Crusader lost to Saladin, the nephew of Saladin, Al-Aziz Othman, built up the eastern section of the fortress.
Two stories were added. 1275.
The Nimrod Fortress is the biggest Crusade-era castle in all of Israel, a mountain-top stronghold spanning back to the 13th century. With views of much of the Golan, the Nimrod Fortress is situated on a peak neighboring Israel's highest and only snow-capped mountain, Mount Hermon. Below the fortress are the lush Banyas Fortress with the rivers and waterfalls. The ruins of Nimrod Fortress are beautiful and well preserved, a truly visible snapshot of history. Within the stately ruins of the Nimrod Fortress, some 420 meters in length and 150 meters in width, a road has been mapped out, each place of interest marked with descriptive signs. From the lower western section, where most of the interesting antiquities are found, to the upper eastern section, the oldest part of the fortress, some 13 marked sites are to be seen on the route. Starting with the northwest tower, a short walk from the parking lot, a collection of rooms, arches, and even a small toilet room are seen. Nimrod Castle, or Qal'at Namrud in Arabic, is located on a strategic site that once overlooked important trade routes. There are great myths and stories told about the castle, including that it was built by Crusaders. It was, however, built by Al-Aziz Othman, a nephew of Saladin, the founder of the Ayyubids dynasty in around 1228. It was constructed in order to prevent the Crusaders of the Sixth Crusade from attacking Damascus in Syria. Due to the pressure of time, the Ayyubids used an economical method of building. The castle was erected within only 3 years. The fortress was never directly attacked by the Crusaders, but was later extended to contain an entire ridge on the southern slopes on Mount Hermon. Returning to the western section, the prison tower can be visited, and when you want to escape, you can sneak through the secret passage, 27 meters or 88.5 feet long, which opens up in the northwestern tower where the route started. The full circle can take up to several hours depending on how long one spends both examining the magnificent architecture and the incredible panoramic vista.
The game of Makala. The fortress guards pass their time near the entrance gate of the keep by playing the game of Mankala board game that records the sowing of seeds. Seeds. Seeds or pebbles. So this is the Mankala. Oh, parang sungka. It's like sungka in the Philippines. Like this. So when the guards are bored, they are playing with this pebbles or seeds. Mancala, they call it Mancala. The keep, the entrance gate. This was the first part of the fortress built at the highest point by Al-Aziz Uthman in 1228. 2 years later, it was expanded westward. The entrance to the keep was via a wooden drawbridge over a moat that was dug between the keep and fortress. The keep, which rises above the fortress, protected it in wartime. If the fortress was conquered, its defenders could continue to fight from
Panoramic view of the upper keep at the eastern end of the complex, known as the Oz Tower. It is actually a fortress within a fortress and is elevated in relation to the rest of the fortress and controls all its parts and gates, along with the remains of luxurious halls, water pools, and many rooms. It may have housed the governor's residence as well. The central part, which is accessible by a path within the fortress, contains the remains of the keep surrounded by large rectangular towers. Western Tower. Remains of the southwestern tower, originally installed during the reign of Baibars and Bilik circa 1260 to 1277 CE, is one of the several rectangular and semicircular towers roofed with pointed cross arches.
That's the Druze village, and this is Mount Hermon. Mount Hermon is very close here, and also this is Syria border after that mountain, and this is after, yeah, Syria border. Ramat Golan. So this is in the western side. Nimrod Fortress. Western side. Wait, I want to, yeah, the public hall. There's a public hall. Used for gatherings, the public hall. Used for gathering and ceremonies. This is a public hall. You can get up from here. What's this? Oh, what's this? Oh no. Hitchhikers. So I am on the top. Hula Valley.
In this southwestern tower, you can see several rectangular and semicircular towers roofed with pointed cross arches. In the western section, there are the remains of a fortress within a fortress, which was protected by its own moat and drawbridge. This is the oldest part of the castle, which was built the first. The fortifications follow the contours of the long, narrow ridge and are visible to this day. The fortress measures 420 meters in length and 60 by 150 meters in width and is built of large, carefully squared stones. The spears, right? They can spear someone there.
תראי, יש כזה פה באמצע. Firing slit. Yan. Keder yeri. Firing slit. This is the firing slit. תראי באמצע יש עוד נשאר. ככה באמצע. This is the cornerstone. The southern gate and the wall. Southern gate. This is the southern gate wall. What is this? Firing slit, and this is, I don't know what's the purpose of this. The beautiful tower. This tower is semicircular on the outside and octagonal on the interior. Two of the interior walls were connected, and therefore it has 7 sides. Its ceiling is domed. The walls were coated with white plaster. A semicircular tower has a defensive advantage in that it has no blind spots like a square tower. The tower was built by bars. So this is the beautiful tower. נאסי, מה חימוי יש להם? הנה, יש מדרגות. בטח יורדים שם, יש the main gate in the southern wall. Wow, that's the beautiful wall. This is the main gate. Southern wall. Oh, so this is also a room. Firing slit over there. Ramat Hagolan. هنا زي إيش زي the watering trough. This is the watering. How? Trough. شوكت. ما زي شوكت. سامي po ma'am geshem. Watering trough. Gutters. Reservoir. This is also a firing slit. Water. Look at this. Shel Elohim Shelahem. Fountain. 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 1240. Yeah, the fountain was adjacent to the cistern and fed by it. The inscription knows that the fountain was renovated in 1240 by Fakhr al-Din Hassan. Hey, Muslim, really? Arabic. Fountain. This is the reservoir. Water reservoir. Largest reservoir in the fortress. Yeah. Clay pipes. Cistern. A large cistern was hewn in the rock beneath, and a narrow staircase connected the towers. Different stories. A 27-meter long stepped secret passage led from the gate tower to the outside. It would have enabled the defenders of the fortress to launch a surprise attack on besiegers, or if necessary to flee from it. At the end of the 13th century, the Muslim conquest of the port city of Akko on the Mediterranean signified the end of Crusader rule in the Holy Land. The Nimrod Fortress lost its strategic value and fell into disrepair. The ruins visible today bear silent witness to its past might. Pasig Park Mesa. is the reservoir. This is the second one. Vipers. Lion ruler. The sculpted lion is a symbol of the Mamluk Sultan Vipers, who conquered the fortress from Mongols in 1216. So
Lion relief of Sultan Baybars, one of the
statue.
at least
Baybars.
6
So this is
known lion reliefs depicting the royal symbol of the Mamluk Sultan of Baybars of Egypt and Syria, who ruled the region from the years 1260 to 1277. In 1993 and 1998, two towers in the western wall of the Nimrod Fortress, Tower 11 at the Western Gate Tower and Tower 9 in the southwestern corner of the fortress were excavated by the Israeli Antiquities Authority under the direction of M. Hartal. Inscription of Baybars. The inscription of Baybars commemorating and glorifying the extensive construction carried out in the fortress during the rule of Malik Sultan Baybars. The fortress was given to Baybars second in command. Building, the new governor started the broad construction activities.
In the name of the merciful and compassionate God, this blessed towers was renovated through the benefaction of our Lord, the Sultan Al-Malik Zahir. Okay, this is Arab. 1275, July 18.
Arabic inscription above the western gate mentioning the construction date 1230 CE and builder Al-Aziz Uthman. The Ottoman Turks conquered the land in 1517 and used the fortress as a luxury prison for Ottoman nobles. The fortress was abandoned later in the 16th century and local shepherds and their flocks were the sole guests within its walls. It's about Nimrod Fortress, the secret passage. Visitors to the fortress can explore the prison tower as well as a secret passage that is 88.5 feet, 27 meters long and opens up in the northwest tower. The siege security. Water was stored in cut-off pools below the fortress, only accessible via protected staircases to ensure the people had a good supply of water when the castle went under siege. The Valley of Nimrod. It has been said that the Valley of Nimrod is where the Tower of Babel may once have stood. The park entrance is located on Route 989 between Kiryat Shmona and Mount Hermon, about 20 minutes east of Kiryat Shmona. Nimrod, an Israeli settlement, is located nearby. So thanks for watching. Hope I will see you again in my next video. Goodbye.